If you've been thinking about getting serious with your money, like actually serious, now's the time. The Motley Fool is offering new members 50% off their iconic stock recommendation service, Stock Advisor. This is the same service that's crushed the market with recommendations that have returned 1,057% since inception, compared to the S&P 500's 180% over that same period. This isn't guesswork. The Motley Fool has a track record of finding companies before they become household names. So if you want to invest smarter and you like saving money while doing it, go to fool.com/listen to claim your 50% off discount off a 1-year term of Stock Advisor. Again, that's fool.com/listen. Returns of 1,057% are from the Motley Fool's product Stock Advisor and measured against S&P 500 returns of 180% as of July 10th, 2025. Past performance is not an indicator of future results. All investing involves a risk of loss. Individual investment results may vary.
Do you love movies? So do I. What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Inviting you to listen to The Conversation, a film podcast where passion meets perspective and opinion. From the old school to the new, I invite a guest on to discuss the movies that thrill us, challenge us, break our hearts, or even blow our minds. There's always new episodes dropping wherever you get your podcasts. So join the conversation. We don't just watch movies. We love talking about them too. The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, a part of Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
All right, listen up, cabbies. I got your assignments. Riga, 643. Wheeler, 148. Nado, 804. And all of you need to join host HP and Father Malone as they examine one of the greatest sitcoms in television history, Taxi. In Night, Mr. Walters, a Taxi podcast. Bantha, 0, like your boxing record.
Night, Mr. Walters.
We're in Way Media.
Welcome back to Midnight Viewing, the horror anthology podcast, where this season we're taking a look at George A. Romero's 1980s series, Tales from the Darkside. Sharing the Midnight View with me are the Culture Cast, Chris Stashew.
I've got cold cream on my face. Help me.
And the Projection Booth's Mike White.
It's like reality is being zapped all the time.
And I'm Father Malone. Tonight, we're taking a look at 2 episodes from Season 2. They are Effect and Cause and Monsters in My Room. Effect and Cause is Season 2, Episode 11, originally aired on December the 8th, 1985. This one was written by Michael Cube McDowell, not the other Michael McDowell, not Beetlejuice Michael McDowell. Directed by Mark Jean. This one stars Susan Strasberg. She did 2 Night Galleries, Midnight Never Ends and Doll of Death, Ben Marley, Judith Marie Bergen, and an appearance by Mike from Twin Peaks, who's actually high school age appropriate here. This is the story of
You killed Mike, Bobby.
Is this Mike? Is this Mike? This is a story of an aging hippie who is going through a crisis of conscience, and reality is slipping around her and behind her and over this way and that way. What'd you think of this one, Mike?
You know, I didn't initially like this one, but after some long thoughts and careful consideration and some insightful dialoguing, I think this is kind of good. We have talked on the show a lot about aging boomers, and this one kind of hits it the right way rather than being like, oh, woe is me. And I kind of like this whole thing of reality changing on people. I mean, it's Shatterday, a little bit of wordplay. I don't know if it does either. It doesn't come close to those. But I thought this whole idea of painting over the canvases, I thought was a nice conceit and one that I initially missed the first time I watched it.
How about you, Chris?
What about you, Chris? Sorry.
It also reminded me of Slippage. Was that one of them? Slippage.
Oh yeah,
David
with
Patrick
Patrick Kelly right here on Tales from the
Yeah.
Darkside.
Yeah, they reminded me of that one. I thought it was interesting. I mean, Mike, you're right. The way to deal with aging boomers is to blow them up. Apparently, have their doorbell blow them up. Which again, similarly to the last episode that we did with the mean endings, once again, someone who doesn't really deserve it getting their shit rocked at the end, and this woman gets blown up in what could only be described as Final Destination-esque, Rube Goldbergian even.
Yes.
I mean, the gas line gets unplugged and her doorbell just happens to spark when someone rings it. Not all the time, just sometime. And then, I mean, it's, as our friend Rich Adam likes to say, planting and payoff. So I think it's an interesting episode. I think it kind of plays its hand a little too obviously, but I think to your point, Mike, we've seen this story told so many times that are so wistful and longing, and for he's a jolly good fellowing, and there's none of that here. And I'm glad that there's not, because for me, those were a little too saccharine, maudlin, and really obnoxious, and this is not. As mean as this is, it is not those, which I deeply appreciated. So what about you, Father Malone?
Y'all know me. Know how I earn a living. Taking down boomers. And this is a delightful relief from the fare we were getting over on Twilight Zone 85. 100%, Mike. Because that what they end up doing is being melancholic and wistful. Where did my youth go? Let me relive it. And then in most cases, they get to relive it in some way.
Every single one of those episodes had a very positive ending. Like, my other self gets to live with my other self, and I realized the mistakes of my ways. Fuck you. Fuck you. What kind of ending is this?
I feel guilty I didn't go to Vietnam. This is about a hippie who just happens to be a hippie. It's just generationally speaking, this just happens to be about her. It doesn't have anything to do with her upward mobility. She's even sort of castigated as an outcast by her upwardly mobile younger sister. And that's the other part we keep getting with Twilight Zone 85. All of the sort of aging boomer bullshit, that they all become yuppies somehow. They get written into the narrative as yuppies, but these are old people by then. Yuppies were 20-year-old stockbroker kids on cocaine, in Manhattan. These are just boomers dealing with their shit, trying to reframe their story on a younger generation. They never. Oh, okay. So this, like I said, this was delightful because her midlife crisis is real here. And I love all these slippage episodes. I love that is a common thread amongst all of the stories across all of the anthology series. It seemed to be sometime in the mid 80s, everyone's reality broke apart for them in some way, and they all had to express it. And we got a ton of these stories, some better than others. I really like this one because I think Susan Strasberg is great in it. She's got a gay best friend. That's pretty fucking cool for national television in 85. And I don't understand why anyone would just put mayo and sprouts and avocado slices on white and consider that a sandwich. That's really not cool. That's
putting the term sandwich to a test, really.
Yeah. Well, some people consider a hot dog a sandwich.
Which people are those? People from Chicago.
Weird people.
Do those people, is there a Venn diagram crossover of those people and people that put hot dogs with ketchup? Is that a thing? Do you think those are the same people?
Do you think there's a problem with people that put ketchup on their hot dogs? Because we can step outside right now, mister.
Oh, can I put some ketchup on your hot dog?
Yes.
In fact, you can.
It's good. Yes.
Wow. I guess we are having words.
Wow. I need to wade into this because I, for my entire youth, my entire life, felt that ketchup on hot dogs were for 9-year-olds and under. And then I put on mayo and ketchup and mustard and fucking potato chips and cabbage and stuff. And I was like, fuck it. Who gives a shit what you put in your fucking hot dog? Pineapple belongs on pizza if you like pineapple on pizza. Eat your fucking hot dog any goddamn way you want.
And you know what? Candy corn tastes good.
It does in small doses.
It does, yeah.
One
Hey,
per
bro,
year.
I like licorice, man. I'm batting for I like black licorice too. Like I get it. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, once you have that, you never go back.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, you know what the issue is? It's not so much it's only putting ketchup on a hot dog. Does that make sense? If you only put ketchup on a hot dog, that doesn't seem because like if you have the certain kind of hot dogs, some hot dogs are already kind of not like smoky. They're kind of sweet maybe because they're just kind of like super processed. So having ketchup on a already kind of sweet hot dog just sounds unappealing. But like ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise, like everything else, yeah, it's just the idea of singularly putting ketchup on a hot dog, I guess is more what I was getting at. Yeah, who gives a shit what you put on it? And by the way, pineapple and jalapenos on a pizza is the fucking play. That's the play. And if anyone tells you otherwise, it's just like, well, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
I don't.
Pineapple?
I don't like jalapeno. I'll take the pineapple on the pizza as is.
Yeah.
I'll throw some fucking ham on there too.
Well, I
Yeah,
would say
the ham
pineapple,
gives you
jalapeno.
the salty, and then the pineapple gives you the sweet.
But I just don't like the ham. I'd rather have pepperoni and jalapeno and pineapple. There you go. I'm telling
man.
you.
You're making me hungry.
I'm making you want to melt your face off with some cold cream or I guess paintbrush thinner. Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yes, that's
is
what
she
that
turning
is.
into a paintbrush or she's dissolving into her environment? She's about to blow up anyways. I don't get it. Like you're about to die as it is. Like why are you melting as well?
Now, here's where the mean-spiritedness that it doesn't work against the episode for me because I'm here for the mean-spiritedness of Tales from the Darkside, but this one hurt. Whereas the previous one, I was okay with those two being murdered by a bear.
Oh, so you didn't like that in this episode?
No, I liked her character. I felt her pain.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve it.
No,
not at all.
And she's dealing with that sort of overbearing sister and I really look. Here's the thing: we should basically just stop recording and go make pizza. But while we're doing it, we can play cards with the 7 o'clocks and the King of Frogs. I love that detail in this episode. I loved all the weirdness in this episode. There's a whole lot of. This is a bottle episode. Do we leave her apartment ever? We go outside for a sec. I think when Mike comes to deliver some shit. Other than that, we're here with her in this spot. Never uninteresting, never dull. This one flies by like most. And that's another great feature of Tales from the Darkside. The pacing on their episodes is like par excellence. It's the best of any anthology series we've seen.
And it's the only one that hasn't changed yet. And it's not going to change before the end of the show. Because haven't we had some of these shows where like they were an hour and then they weren't, or it was an hour long and then it was 2 episodes per episode and now it's 1. And yeah, that was Twilight Zone 85, right?
Do they move to Canada suddenly or the UK? Do they
that was Tales from the Crypt
show completely? And
that was also Tales from the Crypt.
That was also
Twilight
Night
Zone.
Gallery, remember? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's true.
It got real shoddy there in the end. I don't think Darkside ever leaves its current situation until it just runs out of viewers, basically.
Well, if I see Kenneth Welsh in one of these episodes, I'm going to know they went to Canada.
I know. He's the dead giveaway.
I will say, though, to your point, Father Malone, this shows we're, about halfway through the 2nd season, and the consistency and quality of the show has not. I mean, there's been episodes that haven't been great, but I will say even the episodes of this show that haven't been great have been better than most of the episodes that were like the really bad episodes of the other shows were like halfway unwatchable. Some of them I would never, not only would I never revisit them, but I don't even know if I remember Red Snow. No, none of us probably remember that at all.
I remember.
We all remember Red Snow. I'll never get over Macho Grande.
But you know what I mean? There's plenty of things where I could mention things we would not remember. And it would be like, remember that? No. And this show doesn't have that problem yet.
No, nor does it have any episodes that made me grind my teeth and want to throw the television out the window. So
that's the pacing, right? Like that's the 23
That's not just
minutes.
That's not just pacing. That's intent and plan of attack.
Well, this show lucked out, right? Because this show wasn't handed off 5 fucking different times to 5 different fucking people. Some of the shows we've talked about have literally been like handed off so many times. The people who started it were like 3 people ago, and they're long gone doing God knows what else far away from here. If they ever had anything to do with it to begin with, in Tales from the Crypt's case.
Well, that was true of Tales. Yeah, definitely Tales from the Crypt, because it was only those first 2 seasons that show was any good at all, and then those other 2 idiots took over. And then Night Gallery was a fucking fist fight from the get go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're
What
lucky.
was that piece of shit show that it retitled and added post segments to those? I'm right about
That Gary Collins thing.
Yes, thank you. Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That got really dreadful there. But the Twilight Zone 85, like you said, that from season 1 to season 2, I think they had enough. They had enough like juice from season 1, but they fractured immediately. That was a dream team of that first season, and then it got so fractured that they ended up in Canada, and we had endlessly gauzy episodes of people playing piano and catching balls with their children. It was weird.
Talking to their future or past or alternate selves. Really cool. I loved it. It was so good.
You talk about that Peter Riegert episode?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this show has had none of that. Like, this show's middling episodes have been just what I expect middling to be, but somewhat better than even that. Yeah. Tales from the Crypt got real dark there at the end. For going back and listening to some of those episodes, it's 2 people being subjected to what can only be described as the cinematic version of water torture. Just left in a room. It was like the Saw game. Just saw your fucking leg off or keep watching Tales from the Crypt. It's like, fine, whatever.
It's like you had TV's Frank beaming those up to you.
Yeah, it was not good. This show is, I don't think the show gets there, but it hasn't gotten there yet. And we're essentially about to be, like, halfway through the show, so pretty consistent.
Yeah, we're rounding the bend.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing Gesso in this episode. That's what she's whiting out her paintings with. It's it's basically chalk and glue and like pigment, just like a very light white pigment. It's just primer, effectively.
That's what's on her face at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's being whited out, but then she should have been really gessoed. They could have done something spectacular with it. So that was a failing. The only other failing, and it's not a failing necessarily, it's not something that they were planning, but her sister is so aggressive in denying her this reality of what's going on that I thought that she knew something we didn't, and that would be revealed. Like, had the sister done this before? Because she seemed oddly concerned at first, and then the ambulance shows up before her accident, and she points this out, and that's weird. And they're like, only to you, Kate. No, it's not only to you, Kate. It's to everyone on planet Earth. I watched the groceries disappear. Well, you used to do LSD. No, that's not a thing. The groceries were here, and now they're gone.
You did drugs.
It was one time, Karen. It was one time in college I did drugs.
Right. Yeah. What are you, Otto from The Simpsons? Whoa, man. What the fuck? None of this works. You don't trip acid 30 years later.
Though
but
she peppers her whole language with, whoa, man, that's out of sight.
Yeah.
I'm like,
hippieisms.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, lady, you left the commune a long time ago.
You sad ashram liver, you.
Mm-hmm. My first wife's parents were ex-hippies. Let me tell you, those phrases stuck around.
Did you eat a lot of avocado, sprout, and mayo sandwiches?
Yes.
A
lot of curries.
Yum.
Oh, yes. They were fighting the system. Anything else about this one? Other than the fact that that's 2 protagonist deaths in a row. Good for you, Tales from the Darkside.
No fucks given. 0. I appreciate it.
Can they do it again? Monsters in My Room. This is season 2, episode 10. Aired originally on December the 22nd, 1985. Written by James Stephen Sadwith. Directed by James Stephen Sadwith. This one stars Greg Malavi, Seth Green, and Beth McDonald. This is a episode about checking for monsters under your bed because, you got an overbearing dad. This is Ursa Minor, everybody. What'd you think of this one, Chris?
Yeah, you almost got all the way there without stealing it right at the end. I mean, it really is Ursa Minor, right? It's so unfortunate it's so close to Ursa Minor. And I'm not saying that if it wasn't 2 episodes away, we wouldn't be saying the same thing because, again, the 3 of us have pretty good memories and ability to recall stuff, as you can sit here and listen to us talk about things we've talked about before. So one of us would have undoubtedly said it if we had gone any further without having seen this episode. But pretty much just Ursa Minor. Again, kid. It's not, I mean, it's Ursa Minor, but at the same time, it's also, again, kid has a dickhead dad. Dickhead dad doesn't believe in monsters under the bed. Monsters under the bed help the kid with the dickhead dad.
Bing, bang, boom. You set him up, I'll knock him down.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, it's like the most obvious of obvious things. And it has Seth Green, who at this point has not yet battled Pennywise the clown. Soon, though, very soon, would be battling Pennywise.
He was in training here.
Yeah, he's Richie Tozering it up, as it were. Young Harry Dean Anderson, right? Isn't that who plays the
Harry Anderson?
Harry Anderson, yeah. Harry
Anderson. Not MacGyver.
Not MacGyver. Yeah. Oh, grown up Harry Anderson, right? Because that's who he plays, right?
Harry the Hat.
Young Richie Tozier. Yeah.
Harry the Hat, yeah.
It's, again, we've seen this before, and I think we've seen this in like extended versions of this or variations in this show and other shows. It's fine. It's Seth Green. It's always weird to see him because he's been acting longer than I've been alive. So
yeah,
Seth Green of so many points of pop culture reference, really. So
it feels like this must have been right around the time of Action Family. I don't know if you guys remember that Chris Elliott special. It was that and FDR, a one-man show, which was in horrible taste, but just so fucking funny.
I remember both of those.
Yeah.
And this was also the period where Seth Green was dumped into a trash can by Bill Murray backstage at Saturday Night Live because he was sitting in his chair.
I'd never heard that one. That's funny.
Endearing himself to the youngsters of Hollywood, one child actor at a time, Bill.
Yeah. I was reminded of, I was definitely reminded of Ursa Minor. I was reminded of the Shadow Man episode from Twilight Zone 85. And fuck, is that a good episode? And I just kept thinking about that instead. And I know that wasn't the kid's father. It was more of the bullies, but his father basically is a bully. And I was like, okay, great. Yeah. Use those monsters, get this guy. But it wasn't as cool as the other one. Because I'd like the whole thing of, you use the monsters and then the monsters use you. Or I'm a shadow man from someone else's bed. It's okay. I was just reminded of better things. And I was like, this one just felt it went on forever.
I love the creature design because all I could imagine, because it looks very similar to something I really love, I just imagined Jurgen Prochnow from In the Mouth of Madness under the bed with those goddamn tentacles. Because the tentacles in this look very in that movie where he's got like the tentacles reaching out of him. It looks very similar. So that's all I could imagine when these tentacles keep coming out from underneath the bed. Because the other creature design is Time Machine-esque, one might say.
Chris, do you read Sutter Kane?
Drink Sutter home.
You know what's weird, guys? This just the other night was my yearly attempt to watch In the Mouth of Madness, and I got to.
Oh dear God, you must hate this movie.
I got to the bike rider this time. I got that far. Pretty good. Pretty
I don't
far.
remember it well enough.
Are you talking about Hayden Christensen?
Hayden Christensen's not in that movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is he the kid on the bike?
I think so.
Riding into the town. That's Hayden Christensen.
I believe Hayden Christensen is in the movie at some point. Yeah.
Right.
He might be the kid after he leaves the town, actually. He's not the one riding in.
Frances Bay plays Mrs. Pickman, while Wilhelm von Homburg plays Simon. Hayden Christensen makes his film debut briefly, seen as a paper boy.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't get that far.
Yeah, you definitely didn't, because that's...
You know why? Because that movie's fucking garbage.
Hey, man. You know what they say? Ain't your goat, ain't your bloat. They don't bloat your goat, baby.
Oof.
I get it. Prince of Darkness ain't my bag, and I know people love that movie. So
yeah, but do you actively hate that movie?
What, Prince of Darkness?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it enough to really have strong feelings about it.
I actively hate this movie.
I've only seen it the one time, and I remember going, okay.
One of my favorites, but I get it.
That's cool.
I get it.
You know, what was going on with this, speaking of this generation, because this is the same generation writing it, I guess they all agreed that if you were named Biff, you were a fucking problem.
Right. You're such a fucking biff, you know?
Hello.
Hello, McFly. Yeah, like what the fucking Christ?
And here's a dad. This is a situation that I can kind of relate to, which is the kid can't relate to you through sports.
Right.
Sorry. There was a Saturday Night Live sketch recently, the wishing well for sensitive boys by Fisher Price. For your kids who have a lot on their minds,
Mhm.
Seth Green would do well with one of those. I also
He's
love.
such a little dandy. He's such a little fairy boy, as they would say, right? Like he loves his dollies and he loves his movies and oh my God. Look
Would
at
you quit
this.
talking about me?
That is the way, like, how many of us were perceived that way? Oh, you don't like sports. You sit in your room. You like movies and books. Like, okay, let me throw the football at you, you fucking weirdo. Thanks. I mean, that didn't happen to me specifically. Pacifically, it did, but not specifically.
It
I think
kinda
we can
reminds
all
me
relate.
of it reminds me of the main kid from The Sandlot, and I felt, Sandlot's got a lot more heart to it.
Yeah, it reminded me of the kid from the Twisted Sister music video.
I
Technically
want to
also,
rock.
technically also applicable.
I like that this is an episode that aired at Christmas, takes place at Christmas, but doesn't really comment on the fact that it takes place at Christmas. Love an episode of anything that does that.
Is this a Christmas movie?
Oh,
It's a
here's the
Christmas
new
episode.
hot take.
Yeah, new hot take. Monsters Under Your Bed is a Christmas episode.
Yeah,
Boom.
I like
yeah.
the design of those creatures as well, but they're just on screen too much. There's no menace to any of this. That's the real problem here.
Bulldog people.
What should be happening here is Seth Green should be menaced in the day by this fucking horrific stepdad and these monsters under his bed and in the closet at night. And we don't really get that. It's just, ooh, look at that thing. Look at that thing over there. He's got a giant buzzsaw that comes through the room. That should be fucking terrifying. It should be cutting up shit and, making him freak out. It just hangs out and hovers.
Is that a monster? Is a buzzsaw a monster?
Well, it's a childhood fear. It's a nightmare kind of image.
Yeah,
right.
for
I
all
know.
those
It
young
just
lumberjacks. I mean, in Canada, you dream of that all the time.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. It's just an oddly specific thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the monsters just goes towards the buzzsaw with his stuff. Ooh. God.
I'm going to steal the land, young maiden. No, Snidely Whiplash. No.
You're leading him down your macho road. Let's all
Yeah,
hit down Macho Road, gentlemen.
Macho
We need it.
What do you think the miles per hour on Macho Road is? 69?
Oh, well, I know I can't drive 55.
420? God. Is it not though, if you were to write this in this day and age, this would seem like a passe concept, right?
It seemed
Like
passe then, just the way
Right.
they presented it.
the most
Mhm.
obvious of obvious ways, the overbearing dickhead dad, like, who loves sports. Is that the only outlet? The sports or hunting?
No, that all that stuff was fine, but as you pointed out, Mike, like basically the same year, they did the perfect episode of the thing coming out from under your bed, and childhood fears, and you should no longer have those childhood fears. Like that's a more of a manifestation of that kid's state of mind. Here, it's just happenstance that these things are hanging about in the kid's room. It's not they're not. He isn't manifesting them or anything. It's just.
And what happens now that his dad is dead? They're just there.
Yeah,
You just have these monsters in your room for the rest
just
of your life.
live there. Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
it's Mike and Sully from Monsters Inc. just hanging out, having their cigarette break.
Where's the kid?
Yeah,
I'm gonna get him
Now, it'd
a
be
stuffed
cooler.
panda.
it'd be very much cooler if it was Steve Buscemi's character from Monsters Inc. instead.
Oh yeah. Yes, exactly. Then this could be a scary episode, and then we would have something
Right.
to latch on to instead of just again, it's what you said, Chris, just a passe kind of thing. Yep.
It's not scary. It's
Mean
not funny. It's just
Mean person gets his, biter gets bit.
yeah,
Mhm.
like guy's a dick. The end. How many? I guess the real question is, how many dickhead dads have we seen get their comeuppance in these anthology shows? A lot. A lot of them.
There's at least one in every series.
Yeah. And if not at least one, it's like a stepdad or a stepmom. The parents are always getting it.
Yeah, they
But-
can't ever just commit to your prick of a father, right? It's always the
Mhm.
stepdad. We need that
Right.
that level of remove.
Is this guy's his dad? No, this is his stepdad.
Yeah.
That's why they don't get along, because all fathers and sons actually get along, right?
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
total right.
And no stepdads ever get along with their sons.
Correct. That's what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
As someone with a dad and not a stepdad, that's what I've heard.
But in the end, none of that will matter because you're on Tales from the Dark Side and you're all just going to be murdered.
By the monsters under your child's bed. And they gave you a heart attack and killed you. And your kid's just cool with it, I guess.
Well, yeah.
How are they going to make money now? Are those monsters going to go to work?
Well,
Hey, I killed this kid's dad. Can I bag your groceries?
he does have at least
Buzzsaw's
three.
going to have to go to work at a fucking mill now.
Yeah.
He's the only one really qualified to do work. I mean,
Who, the dad?
no, the buzzsaw.
Oh, the buzzsaw. Yeah, right. That's fair. Yeah, the dad's not. He's dead.
I was working down at the mill, and then they had a bunch of layoffs. Let us old blades go. These gay blades.
Wouldn't it have been more interesting if it had been like Ghost, and at the end of the episode, the kid's dad comes out of his closet as a ghost?
Ooh.
Yes.
Right?
You know what?
Something more.
Honestly,
Like
Chris,
something more to this. You know what I mean?
I don't want to give this one any creativity. I don't want to give it anything.
No, I mean, it
Just
has
sort of-
none. That's my
Yeah.
point. It's just, it's kind of surprising how little effort was put into this segment. Like, shockingly little. It's so obvious and so just like matter of fact, and 1 + 1 = 2. Like, I almost feels, I don't know why you feel obligated to tell this story, is frankly what it feels like.
Yeah, it isn't, that there are only so many slots to fill here
This was one of them.
per season. Yeah, this is particularly after Ursa Minor. Like, TJ, what's going on?
So close. Yeah, to have these two episodes, 3 weeks apart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's proof, I guess, that the showrunner ought to just not direct an episode, and because he fumbled a bit here with letting this get on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I think the placement near Ursa Minor really for me is like the strangest thing here, because you would think like anybody programming this show would look at those two things and be like, these are too close to be, even if it is just 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah,
that's
even
not
after
enough time.
Even after they let it get through the process and they're both filmed and ready to go, obviously you have to release this one at Christmas time. It takes place at Christmas, and they don't have a Christmas this season. So just move Ursa Minor to later in the season and go, hey, we perfected that thing you saw earlier.
And Ursa Minor wouldn't even have been during Halloween. It would have been literally the second fucking week around Thanksgiving or mid-December, I guess. So this segment's just strange. So we've seen this too many times before and so frequently that, shame, really.
Yeah.
Well, on the next episode of Midnight Viewing, we'll be taking a look at the next 2 episodes of season 2. Those are Comet Watch and Dream Girl. Midnight Viewing, the horror anthology podcast, is a proud member of Weirding Way Media Group, and our theme song was composed by HP with an assist by Donald Rubenstein. Until next time, what are you working on? Where can people find it, Chris Stashu?
WeirdingWayMedia.com. That's where you can find everything that I work on, including this show, which we do with you once a week, and then you do it earlier in the week with your co-host, who is much cuter than either one of us could ever hope to be. The dog, right?
Ripley?
Yeah, she's much cuter than Mike and I.
That's for sure.
Cuter than all of us put together, definitely.
Yeah, right. She's cuter than all 3 of us combined.
She's the face of Midnight Viewing.
Yeah, really. I don't know why she's not hosting this show just all 3 the time. Why isn't she just talking to herself all 3 times? Just barking at herself.
Because she doesn't like Tales from the Dark Side.
Wow. Well, this might be the first thing we disagree with your dog.
This was rote. This was rote.
rough. You know how to say anything else?
If she either will not watch something or she will nonstop bark at it. So,
well. But yeah, this show is on Weirding Way Media twice a week. Mike's show, The Projection Booth, is on there at least once a week. The Culture Cast, my show, is on there at least once a week. So that's where you can find at least the things that the 3 of us work on. Over at weirdingwaymedia.com. What about you, Mike White? And actually, you know what? By the way, I do want to mention, if you want to support this show, patreon.com/Father Malone. will allow you to support not only Father Malone, but this show. And you should be doing that because if you're listening to this show, take a moment and think about how much a show is worth to you. And if it's worth even $1, that's more than you might be giving now. And I think that for what we do, $1 is, might not seem like a lot to you, but to us, it's definitely something. So that would be my just little, as we head into the end of the year, that would be my little statement to you as dear listener, as one of the two people who is kind of in charge of the bus here, as it were. So what about you, Mike White?
Does that $1 for all the episodes, or is that just like $1 a year, or how's that work?
Then just give me $1.
Just give them $1. Okay.
Repeating once a month.
Oh, okay. Yes, the entry
$12.
level. $12 whole dollars.
In 1 year, you spend more on a cup of coffee once a week. I guarantee it. If you live anywhere in this country.
$12 for a cup of coffee?
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're not just getting a cup of coffee. You're getting like a thing with a thing, and then you get the other thing,
yeah,
right?
the
It's a cup of
muffin and
coffee.
stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
It always seems to be $12, doesn't it?
Yeah, at least, right?
Yeah.
And, come on now.
Yeah. As for me, you said it all. Yeah. Check out everything that we do over at weirdingwaymedia.com. There's only one thing that I work on that isn't available on that network, and that is the Rankin on Bond show that Chris and I do with our friend Richard Haddam. And on the latest episode, which will be probably out before this one is, but you never know because Father Malone is a quick editor, we're going to have an episode on Live and Let Die. So come on over to patreon.com/culturecast and patreon.com/projection booth. And if that's worth $10 a month, wow, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's just like you just realized how much we're asking for, huh?
Yeah, I'd say it's worth it, though. I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. That episode in particular should lure you on over there.
Yeah.
Thank you both for your kind words. And thank you, listeners. I did want to say this at the end of this episode that, over the past year, the listenership has doubled in size, and it has now consistently beaten itself in its own little ratings month after month. And I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening and joining us for all of that. Give us a 5-star review, y'all. We'll get even more of you roped in. Once again, thanks for joining us here at Midnight Viewing. Until next time, try to enjoy the daylight.
Hello, this is Aaron West. I am the author of the A24 New Wave. In this book, I look at A24's output and I make the argument that we are in a new wave movement right now. A24 plays a major role. This book has a supplemental podcast where each episode is a brief conversation about an A24 related topic, whether an actor, director, or even a genre. As I continue research for the book and conduct interviews, I expect to record podcast episodes with people involved with the company. You can find the podcast at cinejourneys.com or wherever you find podcasts, and we are proud to be members of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.